What if I told you the internet didn't win because it was smart? It won because it survived a massacre. Before Google ruled your life, before Amazon delivered your groceries, before social media rewired your brain, the internet almost collapsed under its own hype. Trillions of dollars vanished. Thousands of companies imploded. Millions of people lost jobs, savings, and faith. And somehow, out of that wreckage, modern tech was born. This isn't a success story. It's a near-death story. In the mid-1990s, the internet arrived like a strange visitor from the future. It screamed when it connected. It froze randomly. It took 5 minutes to load a single blurry image. And yet, everyone could feel it. This wasn't just a new gadget. It felt like electricity, like fire, like the next phase of civilization trying to boot up on a beige computer. Families gathered around glowing monitors like it was a campfire. Teenagers waited patiently for chat rooms to load. Someone, somewhere, was absolutely convinced this would change the world. They were right. They were just early and very, very wrong about how. At first, the internet didn't need to make sense. Nobody asked how it would earn money. Nobody asked who would pay for it. The vibe alone was enough. Being online made you feel important, like you were part of something historical, even if all you were doing was downloading a low-resolution photo of a cat. Early companies rushed in: email portals, search engines, web browsers. Names like AOL, Yahoo, and Netscape became household brands overnight. The internet felt infinite, unregulated, wild. It was the Wild West, except instead of guns, people were dueling with PowerPoint slides. Then Wall Street showed up, and everything broke. Investors heard the word internet and completely lost their minds. Business fundamentals? Optional. Profit? Outdated thinking. Revenue? A distraction. If your company had a website, you were considered visionary. If it ended with .com, you were unstoppable. Money flooded in. Venture capitalists threw cash at ideas that would never survive a single logical question. Online pet food, internet grocery delivery before broadband existed, websites that promised to redefine human connection, but couldn't explain what they actually sold. Founders didn't need customers. They needed confidence. If you spoke fast enough and said, "First mover advantage 3 times, congratulations," you were worth $100 million. One company spent hundreds of millions, shipping heavy dog food at a loss, on purpose. Another built massive warehouses before figuring out demand. Others bought Super Bowl ads before launching a product. And the wildest part? Investors loved it. Losses were reframed as growth. Failure was rebranded as experimentation. Burning money became a badge of honor. The stock market rewarded chaos. The Nasdaq exploded upward, quadrupling in just a few years. IPOs turned founders into celebrities. Office spaces looked like adult playgrounds. Ping pong tables became a business strategy. Nobody wanted boring companies that made money. They wanted vibes. By the late 1990s, reality had fully disconnected. Teenagers were day trading. Office workers quit stable jobs to join startups with no revenue. Entire careers were built on stock options that existed only on paper. Between 1998 and 2000, over 12,000 internet companies launched. Most had no clear business model. Many had no product. Some barely had a website. And every boardroom repeated the same sentence: "This time is different." It never is. On March 10th, 2000, the illusion peaked. The Nasdaq hit its all-time high. Champagne popped. Celebrations erupted. The future felt guaranteed. And then, quietly, things started to crack. A few companies missed earnings. A few reports asked uncomfortable questions. A few analysts whispered the forbidden word: profits. Confidence turned to concern. Concern turned to panic. And panic spreads faster than optimism. The sell-off began slowly. Then it didn't stop. Over the next 2 years, the Nasdaq collapsed nearly 80%. Trillions of dollars evaporated. Companies disappeared almost overnight. Offices emptied. Servers were unplugged. Entire startups vanished like they had never existed. This wasn't just a market correction. It was a psychological collapse. People didn't just lose money, they lost belief. Engineers packed their desks in silence. Founders watched life savings dissolve. Stock options turned into worthless paper. Once famous CEOs became punchlines. The media flipped instantly, from worship to ridicule. The internet wasn't the future anymore. It was a joke, a cautionary tale. Computer science enrollments dropped. Tech became radioactive. Investors disappeared. For a moment, it genuinely looked like the internet had failed. But here's the part nobody noticed. While the hype collapsed, the infrastructure stayed. Fiber optic cables, data centers, servers, tools. Billions had already been spent building the digital skeleton of the modern world. The companies died, the roads remained, and a few quiet builders saw the opportunity. One of them was Entity Company, Amazon, e-commerce company. In the crash, Amazon stock fell more than 90%. Analysts called it doomed. Headlines mocked it relentlessly. But instead of chasing hype, Amazon did something radical. It focused, cut waste, killed side projects, improved logistics. Not dreams, not vibes, execution. If a customer wanted a book delivered faster, Amazon solved that problem systematically. No flash, no promises, just relentless improvement. Another was Entity Company, Google, search engine company. While others screamed for attention, Google barely spoke. No Super Bowl ads, no hype campaigns, just better search. Quietly refining algorithms, improving relevance, making the internet usable. Their ad system wasn't flashy, but it worked. It generated revenue without pretending to reinvent humanity. Then there was eBay. Simple, focused, profitable. No massive losses, no fantasy growth, just people buying and selling things they actually wanted. The survivors all shared one trait. They made money. Not someday, not theoretically, now. The crash separated imagination from discipline. The internet didn't die. It shed the nonsense. What remained was leaner, smarter, more serious. By the time confidence returned, the next generation didn't arrive with grand speeches. They arrived quietly. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, built on leftover infrastructure, powered by lessons written in financial blood. They didn't chase hype, they chased usage. Then came 2007, a stage, a small glass rectangle, and suddenly, the internet wasn't something you visited, it was something you lived inside. Always on, always connected. The reboot was complete. Today, the internet feels inevitable, but it wasn't. It almost collapsed under greed, hype, and fantasy. What saved it wasn't genius ideas, it was survival. A few stubborn builders, real customers, real revenue. The internet didn't win because it was magical. It won because it learned the hard way. It didn't die. It restarted. And everything you use today was built on the wreckage of that crash.